Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to show you how to build this building. I was inspired to make this video by a great friend of mine named Cozy Gamer Mama. I shared this photo with her and she asked how to make the build, so I decided to make a video on how to make this building. I will also explain why I'm not on Elowin. I would like to apologize. The series of Elowin is on hold for now. I had communication errors when I was trying to travel on local play. I tried uninstalling the game and reinstalling the game, and that didn't work. So what happened was I had to factory reset the Switch, so I lost everything on my Switch Lite. So right now I'm looking for a new island. First you need to terraform a 6x7 space and fill it in. But you have to terraform a few extra spaces so you can add the storefronts and the pergolas. What you need is 3 on the top so you can put the pergolas on there, and then 1 for the storefronts. Then you can demolish the rest of it to hide the cliffs. In front, you have to add the other storefronts on the bottom. Then you add 2 more on the left side and 2 more on the right side. You can add either the pirate barrel or the regular barrel on the side where there's a gap between the storefronts on the left and right side and the ones in the front. The barrels are a filler for the space on either side of the building. They can also represent rain barrels. I also added the party lights as like a front door to the building. The 2 pergolas represent the roof, and the storefronts represent the house siding. I added the Moroccan sofa and the Moroccan table, so you can put your tea outside and you can sit there and watch people go by. I added the cruiser bike so the person can go on the bike down to the corner store. I also added a stone fence because it fit the build. I added the blossom viewing lamp because it could be represents a way to find your way back home. This build reminds me of a house in the woods in Virginia, where somebody's living off the grid. I originally built this on a friend's slumber island, but I didn't fill in all the details because I didn't remember them at the time. But after I sat and thought about it, I remembered more of the details, so I decided to build it on this island too. I just had a vision of a cottage in my mind when I was building this, and I remembered a dream that I had about this house in the woods. It looked abandoned, but there was a light outside the house, like I added to the building. I remember more of the dream, and I remembered the fence and the blossom lamp on the outside of the fence. What I remember about the dream is that I was walking in the woods with some friends, and we were exploring the woods, and we found this old abandoned house. And this is the house that I remember in that dream. In the dream, I remember the blossom viewing lantern on the outside of the fence, and it was lit up like it was in this build. I remember in the dream going inside the house, and it felt like we were all transported back to the 1940s in Virginia. Inside the house, there wasn't a TV or games or video games or anything. It was books and a lantern inside. It was like a regular living room, but there was no modern items. On the outside of the house, it was in ruins, but on the inside, it was in mint condition and it looked stable. And everything was left in the house. I get a lot of ideas from builds from dreams that I have. Also, I get some inspirations for builds from things that have happened to me in the past, or places that I have traveled to, or things that I like. Like on my forever island of Luna Key, I built the entrance like a Doctor Who episode. For example, there was a dream that I had when I had the original Elwyn. The dream was I was sitting there in a park watching the sunset. It felt like it was on the West Coast because the sunset was going down over the ocean, and there was a cave in the dream that I had. But in the dream that I had about the park, I didn't go inside the cave because the cave was sealed off. I was sitting next to somebody watching the sunset, but I couldn't see the person's face. Usually in a dream, that usually means that you don't know who that person is because you haven't met that person yet. All that I can remember is the person that was sitting there next to me watching the sunset. She had red hair. Also, Allie's yard that I built on Luna Key also came to me in a dream. What I remember from that dream is that I was sitting outside in Joshua Tree, and I was playing a video game outside, and the same person that I couldn't see their face in the dream about the park came out with some drinks to drink. And the yard that was built on Allie's yard is the exact yard that I remember from the dream. If I remember correctly, in the dream I was playing The Legend of Zelda. I have never been to Joshua Tree, so it's really weird that I dreamed about Joshua Tree. In the dream, I was outside in the backyard, but it was at night. And I remember the clear skies where you could see the stars at night. It was very beautiful and peaceful. I have visited California before, but when I was really little, but I've never been to Joshua Tree. I went to Los Angeles and Santa Monica because my mom had a friend who had a beach house in Santa Monica. She is the same friend whose parents had a ranch in Topanga that I was talking about in my other series that I'm going to build my second island, like the ranch that my mom spent summers on. Personally, I'm really fascinated by dreams and what dreams really mean. So what I'm thinking is that I would like to do a series on a slumber island where I recreate a dream that I had. Like, for example, this episode right here where I decided to build a house that I had dreamt about. If that is something that everybody would like to see, please let me know in the comments. I really like the Slumber Islands and the fact that you don't have a house for your neighbors on the Slumber Islands, because it can be used for more building. Really, the only complaint that I have about the Slumber Islands is that they didn't code in some new dialogue for the neighbors that you drop off on a Slumber Island. It could be really cool, like something like if you have, like, example, Cherry, she could go like, "Hey, I remember you. I used to live on your island, and now I'm dreaming of you on another island. This is really weird," or something like that. But there's more space to build on if you don't have resident services and other buildings too. Next week, there might not be a video. I'm still looking for an island. I am looking for a blue airport, cherries, and a West Coast dock. The reason why I'm looking for a blue airport is because I'm a huge fan of Doctor Who, and it's my comfort show. It always has been. I'm also looking for cherries because I've always loved cherries, of the smell of cherries and the taste of cherries. Also, a West Coast dock because Luna Key has an East Coast dock, and also I love the West Coast. Some of my favorite places on the West Coast is LA, Seattle, and all of New Mexico. I also like Arizona too. From what I've seen of pictures of Arizona in the desert, the sunsets are very pretty there too. Again, I apologize for not having a video for Elwyn, and I'm really hoping that I can find a perfect map and all the things that I'm looking for really soon. I will also link Cozy Gamer Mama's channel in the description of this video. She plays a lot of Animal Crossing and some other cozy games. Please go check her channel out. She is really, really great. Thank you for joining me this week. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.